And yes, please do acknowledge the fact that this meeting will be recorded. If you feel that your speech, your section should not be recorded, please do let me know. I will ensure that the recording is turned off and you can deliver your speech, deliver your evaluation, whatever you need to do without any fear of the videos leaking. The only reason why you do that, or one of the reasons why you feel worried about stuff like that, is if you were a politician and you were saying something against the grain. But one thing you can rely on, we do not, as a general rule of thumb, not strictly enforce. Nobody's going to kick you out of the meeting because you did. We do not talk about a few things which are going to probably not go well in a Toastmaster to a Toastmasters audience, which is sex, politics, and or religion. So if you're a politician, yeah, and if you don't say anything controversial politically, we should still be able to record you. A few more things. If you have a role to play, please do rename yourself according to that role. For example, you might see a couple of roles against my name. I'm the Sergeant at Arms. I'm also the Zoom master. I'm also the evaluator. The SAA is going to drop off because once I'm done with this part of the meeting, my role as an SAA is done. What else do I have? Noise-making devices, including children. Noise-making devices and children, if they're in your vicinity, it is sort of good hygiene to keep yourself on mute in general. And especially if you have devices in children who can cause a little bit of noise in the background or in the foreground, who knows? Because anybody speaking is likely to get distracted if suddenly they hear something screaming in the background or some pen falling or the phone going off. It's always a little bit distracting. So I would ask you all to stay on mute as a rule of thumb. And if you have a phone or something in your vicinity, please do remember to put it on silent or turn it off or move it to a different position. I think I've said enough. I think I've done my job as the Sergeant at Arms. I think it's time for me to hand over the charge to a guy who's been claiming to be on a sabbatical for longer than he's had a job. I mean, he's been on a sabbatical from what it sounds like to me for a longer period of time than he had the job. But from what I can see, what I can surmise from my conversations with him, he's doing a very, very, very stellar job in a sabbatical. He is now a voice artist. He has done voiceover work for ads, for documentaries, for movies. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome an investment banker who used to make a lot of money and a voice actor who makes a little less money, but is a far, far, far more well-known personality than as an investment banker. And that would be our acting presiding officer for the evening, Toastmaster Cyril Paul, who I'm going to put on spotlight. Over to you, Cyril.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Sai. Times like this, I really wish that my wife was attending this meeting. But she can use a little bit of convincing about how great I am. She's forgotten. So anyways, welcome each and every one of you to the 109th meeting of BKC Fireflies. The gentleman that you just heard right now, the one who was praising me to the extremes, was our VPPR, Sai Ramachandran. And these meetings generally start with me cracking some Sai jokes, some jokes on Sai's name. I don't have any new jokes, so let me just crack a few things which are not jokes, but are actually true. Any meeting that Sai is part of is what we call an exciting meeting. And truly, his insights are indeed insightful. And we really, really hope that he never stays silent because we love to hear this guy speak. These are very old jokes. Thankfully, all of your new audiences, I can recycle them. I'll come up with a new joke, Sai, maybe later in this meeting. But it won't be this polite. Let me warn you. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of DTM Lancy D'Souza, who joins us all the way from Toronto, who's a Mumbaiker who's gone all the way to Toronto. It's good morning for us. It's a great morning if you're here. Thanks a lot, Lancy. And great to have you here. Those of you who are new to this entire Toastmaster world and you're wondering what is a DTM, DTM stands for Distinguished Toastmaster. It's the highest form of education that you can have within Toastmasters. It means that you've completed certain course curriculum. There are 12 different curriculums depending on what type of a speaker that you want to be. DTM has completed at least 2 curriculums. They have taken on leadership roles. So he's a great speaker. He's a great leader. That's what makes it DTM. And we'll see him in action today as general evaluator. Let me interact with a few guests here. There are some very familiar faces and there are some not so familiar faces. Starting with Bhakti. Bhakti, could you unmute and turn on the camera if possible?
Hi.
Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening.
Tell us a little bit.
Yeah, so my name is sure. So my name is Bhakti Thakkar. I'm from Mumbai. I'll be starting my MBA course in August. So before that, I want to sharpen my public speaking skills. I would love to meet you all and know you all. And yeah, pleasure to be here.
Welcome to BKC Fireflies and welcome to your first Toastmasters meeting, or you're familiar with
Yes.
Wow.
No, this is the first one.
Super welcome to you.
Thank you.
We also have Aishwarya, whom we heard a little while.
Yes. Hi.
A quick one line of introduction about you and what.
Oh, yeah. So I am basically into the sales role. So I am part of the business development team. I look after sales for Mumbai location. I'm based out in Mumbai. So this is my first time for Toastmasters. Yeah, pleasure to have it here.
Right. Let's. The bad jokes are yet to start. Okay, you haven't heard the bad jokes yet. Do stay around for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cynthia, it's always a pleasure to see you back. Cynthia, by the way, is not yet a Toastmaster, but you should see her attempt table topics. She does it like a pro. We all have these strengths that we don't realize, and Cynthia is one of those people. Just for the benefit of the crowd, Cynthia, 1 or 2 lines of intro about yourself.
Yeah, so Cyril, the bad jokes have started now with my statement, with the statement you just made about me. So anyways, a little bit about myself. I live in Bandra, work in Powai. Right now I'm at my work. And yes, you will next time in the next session, hopefully would be calling me Toastmaster Cynthia. So I am in the process of being there. And the entire purpose of me being there is to listen to those bad jokes and then to reproduce them at the right spot and the right time. And of course, now you've given me a new objective to be there over here is to get on the radio as fast as I can.
Oh yeah, believe me, you do a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
That's a voice artist's feedback to you.
Thank you so much.
Right. We have Riddhi Shah, who is keen to die with memories and not dreams. Wow. Riddhi.
Yes, Toastmaster Cyril.
Hi.
Hi.
Coming here for the second or the third time, I believe.
Yeah, second time.
Second time, yes, indeed.
I'm sorry, I will not be able to turn on my video right now. I'm in kitchen.
Aha. What are you cooking?
Preparing for dinner, actually.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Do let us know what you cook ultimately.
Sure.
We have, I think the last guest is someone with just D. There's only one man who goes around with D and he's a fugitive. That's a bad joke, by the way. That is me. Oh my God. Okay, we have Dhruvika, not Dawood. All right. Hey, Dhruvika. Hi, can you unmute or turn on your camera? You have, I'm traveling and reaching BKC for a meeting with BKC. All right, okay. Look forward to interacting with you later on. Now, for those of you who are new to BKC Fireflies, we're a recent club established in 2019, mid-2019, 4 years now. And in those 4 years, we have produced several champions at the area, district, and we really hope to have a world champion of public speaking sometime from this club. Efforts are underway and they won't be too far. Now, we're present in all social media channels, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You can look us up as BKC Fireflies. We also have a website, bkcfftoastmasters.com, where we have a fairly active blog. If at all you'd like to write something, you'd like to see yourself in online print, do feel free to reach out to our VPPR Toastmaster Sai, who is waving at you right now. Sai mentioned the Toastmasters mission. We have something like a club motto, which is to learn a little, to laugh a little. And we twist it. Learn a little, laugh a lot, learn a lot, laugh a little, learn a lot, laugh a lot. Whichever way you twist it, your time is well spent. On that note, Sai, we have a special announcement. We have someone who's joined the club today, We have a small procedure to follow to induct the member. Let me ask Soumya to unmute herself and turn on her camera for a brief moment. There you go.
Hi, just reached. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Just in time to be inducted.
Yes. Yeah.
As a process, our Sa will be exiting you from the meeting room.
Okay.
While we do something very, very secretive here. And we'll be tossing you back.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Sai, may I request you to please do the needful?
Yes, I am doing that right now. And I will also go to the room with Soumya.
Right. I'll send you on WhatsApp or what? How do I?
Wait, Cyril, I just realized that we have hardly enough people to actually do what we plan to do. We have enough people? Okay, cool. Soumya, you'll get a request to move to a breakout room right now. And I should assign myself as well. I hope I don't get... Cyril, I'm going to make you the host before I do that because I'm scared again. Something's going to happen.
Yep.
Let me assign Cyril as a host. And I can take it back once I'm back. All right. Let me just do the breakout room one more time. Oh, I can't do that anymore. Man, you'll have to assign me to a breakout room.
Man, all right. Okay. So there is Sai assigned to room number 1.
All right. I'm going.
I don't find Soumya anymore. Just give me 2 minutes, guys. Okay, all right. What happens here is that small procedure. We'll be asking if there's anyone who's got any objections to Soumya joining BKC Fireflies as Toastmaster. If there are none, if there are any, this is the time to speak. If there are none, then I'd like BKC Firefly Saurabh to second the motion that Soumya be inducted into BKC Fireflies. The person who is most, I'd say the best place to answer that would be her best friend, Aishwarya. Aishwarya, this is your time to speak up.
Yes.
If there is anything that you know that prevents, that should stop Soumya from joining BKC Fireflies. A Toastmaster club.
Okay. So I don't think so. Like something like that should be there because I know her personally. I've been working with her since past 2 years. So she's a good girl. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll convey that you said that she was a good girl. Great. Saurabh, I'd like you to second the motion for inducting Soumya.
I second the motion to induct Soumya into BKC Fireflies.
Right. Let me get them to the main session. Okay, I see Sai back. And we have Soumya back as well. Soumya, congratulations on your learning journey into Toastmasters. We welcome you to BKC Fireflies and we wish you all the very best in your speaking journey going forward.
Put me back as a host. I want to spotlight Soumya.
No, man, I've been spotlighted all this while. You've been seeing my pretty face all this while.
Yeah. We'd rather see either mine or Soumya's.
There you go. No, sir, not you. Quickly tell us anything specific that we should be mindful of in your speaking, in your anything that you'd love to know more about, anything that we can help you. We should be mindful in your future evaluations. Anything at all.
Okay, firstly, thank you, Cyril. Thanks, Sai, both of you for welcoming me into this, into the Toastmasters session. So my aim while coming into this is more or less to get over my fear of speaking in public. So I hope I would get all the help from all of you while heading towards that journey. And as you can see, I did use so maybe get rid of the fillers. So the counter would be very important while I speak. So a little bit of help there as well. So yes, basically to improve my vocabulary, to get rid of the fear of speaking in front of a group of people, all of that would be my aim towards, towards this journey. So hoping for all the help I can get from all of you.
Right. Welcome once again to BKC Fireflies. There's a place, like I said, there are several. The effort that you put in will reap rich dividends. That's something which I can personally attest to.
Thank you.
All the very best and welcome once again.
Thanks again, Cyril.
And on that note, I should be assigning host duties back to you. On that note, let me welcome our Toastmaster for the day is Hema Karutia. Toastmaster Hema joins us from Navi Mumbai. She's a training program coordinator. She loves hiking, she loves trekking, she loves going to mountains, but she says the best peak that she'd like to see is helping someone overcome their personal boundaries and helping them reach their respective peak. On that note, let me welcome Hema Karotia, Toastmaster for the day. Over to you, Hema.
Am I audible?
Very much. And visible.
Thank you. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Cyril. And once again, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. I am your host and your guide for the evening. It is a pleasure to have you all together here to onboard on a special, exciting exploration of Siblingnosaurus kingdom. This is a unique ecosystem filled with love, hate, fun and fight, yet the strongest relationship that you can find. Toastmasters, fasten your seatbelts because this is no ordinary safari. Today, we will look into the lives, the origin, the daily habits of these creatures, these Siblingnosaurus kingdom members. So if you all are ready, if you all are excited, type in the chats BIO, bring it on. This kingdom has been evolving and expanding for for centuries now. With the recent developments and the advances in technology and globalization, more and more are migrating from one country, from one continent to another continent for various reasons. And one of the reasons is mating. Yes, my dear friends, mating is one of the key reasons here is the originator of the Siblingnosaurus kingdom. Everything starts when a potential male, makes the first move to find and meet a potential female. These male creatures are solitary creatures. They are either preparing for a civil service exam or are DTMs at the Toastmasters Club. One of the signs of the mating season is when you see the surge of wedding posts on the social media platforms. This innocent male is stimulated and this ready to mate, male and female, go all out. For the past few years, mating has not been very easy. Now you might think that globalization, internet era with multiple dating apps, this should be a piece of cake. But what it truly does is just bump you with your exes again. However, before the internet era, this high intensity work was very well done by the excellent chain of Mamajis and Fupajis. You see, they can detect a potential mate beyond the horizon. Now here we have a male stimulated by all these social media posts and Mamaji well equipped with excellent connections. The male travels miles and miles to find that potential female. After rejecting a few and being rejected by many, do you think he'll be able to find a potential female? His hard work does not go to waste. He receives a big yes. The potential female he really liked will now be an integral part of his family, of his life. All thanks to the LinkedIn profile he's been maintaining for years, and of course the Mamaji. After time, the knots, they soon entered into a new phase, the parenthood. Now, also widely known, if you can't control your life, control others. After one after the other, they produce multiple offsprings, giving birth to this untouched world, the Siblingosaurus kingdom. Before we start exploring this kingdom, let me brief you with the flow of the meeting. Our meeting is divided into 3 parts. First is the prepared speeches. In this segment, members of the Toastmasters Club come prepared with their speeches and they deliver live. The second round is the table topics round. In this segment, the members and guests are encouraged to participate to speak impromptu on any given topic by the table topic master. The last segment of the meeting is the general evaluation. In this segment, the general evaluator and evaluators give their feedback, constructive feedback for us to improve. Now, I would like to give my personal example to help you visualize and give you a deep understanding of the members of the Siblingosaurus kingdom. Just give me a second.
Hema, you're on mute. We see your screen. It's a tropical scene. Is it a tropical jungle of some sort?
So actually what is happening is when I'm sharing my screen, my mic is turned off. I don't know how. Why?
You want to shoot the presentation over to me? I'll load it up.
Yeah, can you just drop me your email ID?
No, you can send it on Zoom.
Google slide, yeah.
You can send it on Zoom in the chat. Sai, this is the time when you crack bad jokes. Roses are red, violets are blue. Fill up the rest.
I crack great jokes. How about you? You thought I'd fall into the trap? All right, let's see.
Cyril, are you able to see my link in the chat?
I've got the Google Doc. Just one second. Downloading it.
I got one. Cyril, if you're still wanting me to kill time.
Go for it.
All right. Roses are red, violets are blue. Nirali is a grammarian, and she's a master of English too. Is that right, Nirali? All right. If you tell me, give me a thumbs down if you want me to get off screen so you can share your presentation. Oh, not you, Nirali. You can give me a thumbs up. I give you a compliment. All right. Let me see if I can get some more people. Cyril, do you need the sharing rights?
Yes, I'm good.
I just enabled that. Roses are red. Oh yeah, started. Back to you, Hema and Cyril.
So just one click. The first to be noticed is the wild. In the wild is the firstborn, the eldest Osaurus. A fascinating creature. This fascinating creature struggles every day to live up to the Parentosaurus expectations. Life of an Eldosaurus could feel like only demand and no supply. A high demand to be good in life, good as a student, good in dating, good in afterlife, and no supply of rewards and recognitions. The Eldosaurus can also be spotted for raising his siblings, and sometimes even siblings have a hard time differentiating between their actual parents and the firstborn. I can't wait to share more about this kingdom. But before I do that, let me introduce my crew members. Zoom Master, could you please spotlight our timer, Krish?
Done.
So before Krish starts his introduction and about sharing his profile, uh, about his role, I would like to share a bit about him. So he is actually a single child, and he was born and brought up in a joint family with 20 members. So cousins were his siblings. In a group of six kids, he ranked fourth from top by age. One positive thing about siblings is they will always accompany you. He spent most of his times with his sisters, and they are now very close friends. One negative thing about having siblings is that you don't go and make friends because you're already surrounded by very good friends. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to Krish. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hema, Toastmaster of the day. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Am I audible? First of all, am I audible and visible? Okay, thank you. So do you guys, let me ask you a question. Do you guys prefer watching more of the daily soaps that are going on for years and years, or are you more into watching series of 10 to 15 episodes?
The latter series.
The series, right? Everyone, there is no doubt everyone is into series. So the question is, why are we so hooked to the short series? And the answer to this is quite interesting. It is the deadline. We know that the series is gonna end, and so the makers put a lot of content, lot of valuable content into the series. So this is what works for Toastmasters as well. Having a time limit into a speech forces the speaker to actually put only the best of the best content, the most valuable content that he has into his speech, and remove all the wastage and the extra part. Now, this is what is advantageous for the people who are listening to them, because as a listener, as an audience, we are giving our time to the speaker. So we actually, uh, we actually, uh, you know, we have the role to actually hear the best content, right? So giving the time, we need to have the best content, and Toastmasters understand this, right? So we all the speakers are given a time limit. This is what this also makes the speaker public centric instead of self centric, right? So as a timer, I have a role to measure the timings for every speaker. So I will now do the timing details. First of all, we have a social speech of 3 to 4 minutes. So at the end of 3 minutes, I'll be showing a green card. At the end of 3.5 minutes, I'll be showing a yellow card. And at the end of 4 minutes, I'll be showing a red card. For the table topics, the speech duration is 1 to 2 minutes. So I'll be showing a green card at the end of 1 minute, yellow card at the end of 1.5 minutes, and a red card at the end of 2 minutes. And for the evaluation, the speech duration is 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be showing a green card at the end of 2 minutes, yellow card at the 2.5 minutes, and red card at the end of 3 minutes. Now, for all the speakers who are going to speak up, a 30-second grace time will be provided at both the ends. Any speech which goes beyond this duration will be disqualified. So all the best to all the speakers. Thank you so much. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Krish. Now I would like to call upon our founder for the day, Sangeeta Shruti. I practiced that twice. Now I would like Sai to spotlight her. And I didn't get a chance to ask these questions in advance, but I would like to ask them now. So Sangeeta, can I call you Sangeeta? First thing. Okay. So Sangeeta, are you the eldest, middle child, or the youngest child in the house?
Namaskar, BKC Fireflies. I'm Sangeeta Shruti, and I am the eldest of all siblings.
Awesome. The second question is, what is that one positive thing about having siblings and one negative thing about having siblings?
I always have a support system because I have siblings. I know there is someone who's always going to come up to me and tell me the truth and fight with me if there's something wrong. And the negative thing about having a sibling is, I don't know.
Wow, that's awesome. Now over to you, Sangeeta. Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I am the flow watchdog for today. I am going to be ready to pounce on every and ooh and any crutch word we repeat repeatedly, like okay or right or isn't it. All the so's we use, which will become a fixture at the beginning of our sentences, any long or short pauses. Only thing to note, if your speech style has pauses in it, or if pause is used for an effect, or we are the Vajpayee speaker who uses long pauses as a tool, they are not going to be part of my report. I will come back and give my report once the general evaluator calls me. Namaskar, thank you.
Thank you, Sangeeta, Toastmaster Sangeeta. Now I would like to call upon the grammarian for the day, Nirali Vyas. When I asked these questions to introduce her, she just answered one question, that she is the eldest child in the house. So now I would like to ask the second question, that what's the one positive thing about having siblings and one negative thing about having siblings? And you cannot repeat the answers that we have already heard.
Give me 1 quick second while I spotlight Nirali. I'm still trying to make sure I don't click on the wrong person. There you are.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So best thing is, I can say we always have someone with whom you can fight.
Wow. Okay. This is new.
And the negative thing is, you are always, you don't get time for yourself. You are always bombarded with lots of people around you.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Over to you, Nirali. Thank you very much.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and amicable guests. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, I'll take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is my duty to introduce word of the day and phrase of the day. So today's word of the day is, let me share my screen if I can. Okay, so word of the day is bolster. That means to support or encourage somebody something to make something stronger. For example, she came with me to bolster my confidence. The government borrowed money to bolster the economy. Phrase of the day is bite the bullet. Decide to do something difficult or unpleasant that one can be putting off or hesitating over. The kids decided to bite the bullet and clean their rooms so they could go to the park. I'll give my report when called upon general evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nirali. That was a wonderful introduction of the role, and I would like all of you all to give a virtual applause. That will be really great. Yes, thank you. Now let's very quickly move to the prepared speeches segment, as quick as the best stuff moves to the youngest sibling. But before I start, I would like to call upon the timer for the day, Krish, to share the timing guidelines.
The timing of the speech is 3 to 4 minutes. I'll be showing the green card at the end of 3 minutes, yellow at 3.5, and red at the 4 minutes. And the speech will be disqualified if it's below 2.5 and above 4.5. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krish. Now I would like to call upon with the speaker's evaluator, Sai, to read out his speech objectives.
Gladly. The speaker will be delivering a social speech as part of his project. The purpose of the project is for Speaker Saurabh to practice delivering social speeches in front of an audience. In my role as the evaluator, I will be judging the speech on whether the social speech was well organized and well delivered with appropriate content for the type of social speech that the speaker has chosen. Timer, you already know this, but I just want to mention it for the sake of the rest of the audience. The speech duration is 3 to 4 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Now, before handing over the stage to our speaker, I would like to share a little bit about him. He is the eldest child. High five. One positive thing about siblings, he says, that their support systems in tough times. And one negative thing about having siblings is that you have to share your food. That's so true. Toastmaster Saurabh. A toast to our captain. A toast to our captain, Toastmaster Saurabh. Over to you.
Can you hold on a second? I don't see his camera turned on, so I'm not able to spotlight Toastmaster Saurabh.
Sai, I'm already turned on. There are 2 Saurabhs. You can, spotlight Speaker Saurabh.
Oh, yes, of course. My mistake. Sorry about that.
Also, one more thing. I think the timer would like to share his screen.
Yeah.
Oh, what I could do is I could also spotlight the timer, so you don't have the screen share business. It's just when you're recording it, Saurabh will become a very small thing on the screen.
Yeah, and I've also put up a timer here with me, so it's okay.
So, Krish, if you could stop sharing, I'll spotlight you along with the speaker.
Just a sec. I think there's some. I'm not able to see you guys. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So should I share my screen because the cards are on the PC, right?
It's okay. Otherwise, I have also put up a timer here, right in front of my PC. So anything is good with me.
Okay. No issue. Then I'll be just manually noting down the time. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I start? Dear all, I would like to toast today to a friend, Sitanshu. It's Captain Sitanshu Pujara, who have achieved a great milestone in his career by becoming the captain in Merchant Navy. It's an immensely great achievement, and we really feel honored for that. To become a captain in the Merchant Navy, it takes a lot of dedication, hard work, and skill. It is a testament of his unwavering commitment to the profession and his passion for the sea. We really congratulate him, and he is a true inspiration for us. But let me take you back. Back in 2004, 2005, when we both passed out our higher secondary, I chose to go into engineering, computer engineering. But Sitanshu Pujara wanted to bite the bullet. He had to inevitably choose Merchant Navy because he already had 4 people in the family to feed. Just imagine him going through the rough times and tough schedules of his work. When we had the leisure to travel, party, and even go places when we were parallelly studying, he was working for hours and day and night in the dark engine room with a small group of people. When we had the opportunity to come home any weekend, or rather many weekends, he only got this opportunity once in a few months. So we are proud to call him a brother, a son, a husband, a friend, and a colleague, who we are confident has created a huge inspiration in others. Inspiration that people, after looking at him, will follow his footsteps, not just following the passion, but also pursuing their career choices, with the same dedication and perseverance he has shown. As we raise our glasses today for him, let us acknowledge his sacrifices, his efforts that he's put in. Because being away from your family for such an elongated and for such an elevated time period is very challenging. Yet, our friend here was steadfast enough to be constantly in pursuit of excellence. And he has proved it. His dedication to this profession is a real inspiration for every one of us to follow. So here's a toast to Sitanshu Pujara, Captain Sitanshu Pujara, to his achievements, to his dedication, and to his unwavering spirit for this profession. May he navigate with great skill and confidence through the seas, and may he find true fulfillment and happiness in his new role as captain in Merchant Navy. Congratulations, Captain Pujara. We are all proud of you, and we look forward to seeing more milestone achievements in your life. Cheers. Thank you. By the way, that was just water, not wine.
Great. So thank you very much, Saurabh. Now I would like to call upon our timer, Krish, to share the timing reports with us.
Sure. The timing for the speech was 3 minutes and 29 seconds. So the speech is qualified.
Again, a loud virtual cheer from our screen for the speaker. Yeah. In this moment of this amazing speech, when this amazing speech was going on, I spotted a member of Siblingosaurus kingdom, and who that was? The Middleosaurus. Yes, I was first astonished to know that even these creatures can be noticed with naked eyes. Here's a rare footage of Middleosaurus in the herd captured by our undercover cameras. Yeah, that's the picture. Charts show a steep decline in the number of these creatures. No, not because of the extinction, but people missed counting them. To help this situation, recently government intervened and started a Middle Child Day holiday. This unfortunately also did not do well because this went unnoticed again. Do we have any middle child, middleosaurus in the house? I just want to let you know that you are the cream in the Oreo and you are special. And we love you. Let's take a break from this expedition and move to the next segment of this meeting, the table topics round. This will be led by our Toastmaster Cyril. And now I would like to request Zoom Master to spotlight Cyril so that I can do some interrogation, ask him some questions. So first thing, I know that you're the eldest child. Second, I would like to know what's the one positive thing about having siblings and one negative thing about having siblings. And you cannot repeat any statements that we have heard till yet.
Man, okay. I'm going to repeat just one good thing about one bad thing about having a sibling is they're always fighting with you. Yeah. And one good thing is that there's always someone to fight with.
Oh, okay, good, nice. So over to you, Toastmaster Cyril. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Hema, for that wonderful journey through that weird jungle which had dinosaurs. And now that brings us to the second segment of a Toastmaster meeting. This is, depending on how you see it, it's the most exciting or the most dreaded segment of Toastmasters meeting, because this is the impromptu speaking round. Anything that happens in the next 15 to 20 minutes is completely unscripted, and it's entirely up to you to do it. You don't have to, I'll be throwing topics and you need to speak. Randomly, I'll be calling people from the audience. You need to speak about it. You don't need to deliver a well-crafted 5 to 7 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes speech at all. You just need to speak for as long as it took Riddhi to cook her dinner, just 2 minutes, right? I think it was Maggie. She's back here. You don't even need to last the length of a Maggie cooking timeline. You just need to speak for 1 minute. That's it. So try to speak for that 1 minute. As Rudyard Kipling said, try to fill that unforgiving minute with 60 seconds of distance run. Yeah, all the very best. Very simple topics. Any volunteers from the guests? Awesome. I get to go. Okay, there you are. Yes. Riddhi, hi. You need to unmute.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Okay, Riddhi, we know absolutely nothing about you. So here's your topic. Hi, my name is Riddhi. Here are 3 things that my best friend so-and-so loves about me, and 3 things that he or she hates about me.
Okay. So hello, everyone. This is Riddhi. First, I would like to tell about the 3 things that my friends loves about me. The very first thing is my dedication. Whatever I pick, whatever I choose to do, I do it very dedicatively. By hook or crook, I will make sure that the task is completed, and that too within the deadline. So again, this comes under what they don't like, because at times I do push them to complete their task so that I don't have to suffer due to them. That too within the time. The second thing that they like about me is my honesty. Well, I never do any sugarcoating, bluffing, and I do tell them on their face whatever is the fact. The third thing that they like about me is, now I will have to think myself. I think they like the way I present, the way I, talk about the things. That is what they like about me. Now coming to the dislikes, one I already said that I do push them along with me. The another thing that they dislike about me is my, the ability that I don't take few occasions very seriously. Like I'm not a social butterfly. So I used to be a conservative person that they don't like. I don't share each and everything. And the third thing that they don't like about me is, I don't know, sorry. I just know about this too. And that's all from my side. Over to you, table topic master.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Now we know a little bit more about you. And maybe they don't have a third thing to like about you because there is no third thing to like about you or dislike about you, I mean. Awesome. Let me have another volunteer from the crowd. Anyone?
I'm going to take an executive call and put Soumya on the spotlight. Soumya, you become a member, so you can't say no anymore.
Okay. Soumya, your topic for today. When was the last time? Just 1 second. Let me also spotlight our timer, Krish. Let me add a spotlight. I've got it, Sai. There you go. And Soumya needs to be added as well.
All right. Let me find Soumya. I don't see her anymore. Did she drop out of the meeting?
No, I'm here.
There she is.
There you go. I've got it. Soumya, your topic is, when was the last time you faced absolute abject fear about something? When you were really afraid, when you were really fearful about something? Whenever that was, just tell us about it. Over to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master Cyril. So the last time I would say I was very fearful about something was when I had a new job role offered to me at work. So in the last few years, I've been part of of the same organization, and I've been handling a role. I've been doing pretty well at that role, and I won a few awards for the role as well. And this year, or last year for that matter, I was handed over a new role to take up something globally, to achieve something way bigger than I could have anticipated. And to be able to do that, the fear of being able to do that was, I think, the last thing I feared a lot. And I think I have come. I mean, now since it's been a few months of me handling that role, I think I have done a decent job. But there's a long way to go, and there is a bit of fear even now. There's a bit of anxiety, nervousness, while I still take that ahead. So I hope to be doing a good job going ahead as well. But yes, I think that would be the one thing that I was fearful about. Over to your table topic, Master Seven.
Awesome. All right. Just for the rest of us, what was this role that you were so worried about?
So I was handed over, I was given the role to handle the leads that come in globally. Like last year, I was handling India, Pan India, and the people around here. But I was offered something to do with global customers, and that was something very new for me. Got it. So that was a bit fearful.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us. The next person I'd like to call upon, our student, Bhakti.
Hi.
Hi, Bhakti. Would it be possible for you to turn on your camera so that I can speak?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Your topic is, and XYZ has been the most memorable teacher from school.
Wow.
And whoever it was the most memorable teacher from school. Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Thank you so much for highlighting me and putting me on the spot. So my favorite teacher in the school was Sonal ma'am. She used to teach me math. And as most students are, I was very scared of math. And she made it very much simpler for me to understand, to grasp basic concepts. And she simplified and toned it down to my level, and then slowly and steadily gave me the confidence to push ahead and get better each day. So I think she was a great mentor. And in fact, not just with maths, she kept on pushing me to do better in all aspects of my life. And I still am in touch with her, and she has contributed a lot to my success. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. All right. Teachers like that, they really last in your mind for ages, right? We all have some of those teachers who live everlasting lives in our lives. All right. The next person would be Aishwarya.
Yes.
Hey,
Hi.
Aishwarya. Hi. I'm going to give you the shortest ever table topic that was ever given in this club. It's
Okay.
like this. Read at every weight, read at all hours, read within leisure, read within times of labor, read as one goes in, read as one goes out. The task of an educated mind is simply put, read to lead. Whatever you can gather from that, feel free to.
I didn't understand. I'm sorry. I couldn't make it out. Yeah.
Okay, let me give you another one.
Mhm.
We are great lawyers of our character,
Okay.
but poor judges of others' character. We are great lawyers we are ready to argue our own character with others, but we are often poor judges of other people's character.
Okay. So this is the topic, like, right?
Yeah. Whatever comes to your mind, feel free to throw up an example. If you don't understand it, I'll probably give you one more, but I'd like you to just attempt this one. Whatever comes to your mind, we'll be egging you on.
Can you just repeat it once again?
We are great lawyers, wakil, we are great lawyers of our character, but very poor judges of other people's character.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, definitely I would agree to the phrase given. So we are the great lawyers for our character, because somewhere down the line we love ourselves the most. And when it comes to others, we have a judgmental feeling, or the matter of trust maybe, that the actions which others perform, maybe those are not that great, or those are not that acceptable. So when it comes to others, then yeah, loyalty is the factor. We take time to trust any person, to know the person, and then give a judgment for them. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let me call upon Cynthia. Cynthia?
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
But as
All
long
right.
as you can hear me properly, because there's a lot of disturbance in the background.
We hear your voice very clearly. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, it's breaking.
You're breaking up as well. So let's probably hold off Cynthia for the time being. Cynthia, you're back. Cynthia, we'll probably come back to you when you're in a quieter place. Let me call our Zoom master, Sai.
Oh, I was hoping that we'd hear from D company, but sure, I can do a table topic.
Sai, I've got a very excellent bad joke topic for you. Here you go. Siddharth, Amit, Shweta. That's your topic. Go for it. Whenever you're ready, make up a story about it.
When I was growing up, my name is Sai, and I grew up in a North Indian, in the Hindi heartland, which is Bihar. And I was surrounded by people whose names were like Siddharth, Amit, Shweta, Raju, and things like that. And I had the name Sai. It was unfortunate. And not just that, my last name was, I did the math on this, 4 times longer than my first name. And the tradition in the north is that the last name is actually pretty short. It's either Kumar or something like that. It just ends. So it's Siddharth Kumar, Aishwarya Rai, for instance, though Aishwarya Rai is not from the south. So it was a tough upbringing. And the upbringing was tough, not because my dad was a hard ass. He was not. He is, but that was not the point of it. The upbringing was tough because all my friends used to make a lot of fun about my name. They used to say, and I'm losing hair now. Back then I had long, maybe not lustrous, but long hair, and it was curly and it was nice. So the joke was that if you don't have the money or the inclination to actually go to Shirdi or to Puttaparthi, just go meet this guy. His name is Sai. He's got it. He's got it under control. And they were not saying it in the way I'm saying it. It was a lot more mean when it came from them. And the leaders in this were people whose names were like Siddharth, Aishwarya, and Shweta, those kind of people who didn't really have any problems getting the name across there. You could not make jokes about names like Siddharth and Aishwarya. They were the happiest kids. They were loving it that there's some guy whose name they could make fun of, and that guy would happen to be me. Luckily, it turned out that for some reason in the last 20 years, Sai Baba has become super important. Now these guys cannot really make jokes anymore because the minute you make a joke about Sai Baba, things can get a little hairy. So I'm grateful. I don't go to Puttaparthi myself, Shirdi myself, but I'm really grateful that people look up to Sai Baba so much. So the risk to my name being made fun of has gone down considerably. So Siddharth, Aishwarya, and Shweta, take that. Back to you, Cyril.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Sai. Sai joke. Sai can't cite people to spotlight. Yeah, indeed. Yes. All right. Cynthia mentioned that she's back. Cynthia, could you unmute?
Yes, can you hear me?
I think the problem continues at your end. Looks like you're going through a very bad patch once again. Let's come back to you in a little while then. Let me call upon someone who's really not expected to be called upon. Let me call upon the lady with the shortest name, Sangeeta Shruti Sundararaman. Sangeeta, your topic is procrastination is like a credit card. It's super fun until the bill comes due. Procrastination is like a credit card. It's super fun until the bill comes due. Over to you.
Anyone and everyone who's ever had a college education, which I believe is everyone here, knows on the first day of the term that there are things coming due. And we all, trust me, have a plan for it. We have it planned down to weeks and days and months, and we know when we are doing what, except we never do it. Because of the monkey mind. There is a TED talk I was going through the other day, which tells us that our mind looks for instant gratification, and instant gratification comes by procrastination. Why would I sit and do something mundane rather than attend BKC Fireflies and take down everybody's R's and O's and have a nice time critiquing people? I'd rather do this. Problem is, like a credit card bill comes and ends up bankrupting you. When the procrastinating monkey shows you its bill, it ends up bankrupting your health. It ends up bankrupting your life because there is time gone which will never come back. So I would hope we can all rope in the procrastination monkey. Thank you for my 15 seconds of fame. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let's all try to hope in the procrastination monkey. Some of us, we're so good that we say that we put the pro in procrastination. So we heard from the lady with the longest name. Let me now call upon the lady with the shortest name, who goes by the name D. D for Dhruvika. Dhruvika? Dhruvika?
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Ready for a topic? Just speak for one, whatever comes to your mind.
I can try, yeah.
Awesome. The ultimate test of bravery is this. Are you ready to fail? The ultimate test of bravery is this. Are you ready to fail? Over to you.
Okay. So It's a brilliant thing actually, because until you fail, you will never be able to succeed. So only when you try and when you make multiple attempts, when you if you have failed, you have tasted that uh, okay. I have multiple thoughts in my head and I'm unable to phrase it properly. Give me 1 second just. Uh, so there are, before you succeed, before you make it like in your life, you have to make multiple attempts and you fail a lot of times. Only when you push yourself harder, uh, then you taste the sweetness of success. Yeah, thank you.
Tell us about the last time that you tried something that you really, really tried, and anything that you can share. Keep going.
So on a daily basis, there are many things which you do something new. So it might be a very small thing. It's not necessarily that every day you have to do a major thing to make that big. That's a step that you take on a daily basis. There is a that makes you reach that destination, which is the final success. So to give you an example, it's a fun example. It's not a career oriented example. It's a very fun example. I am more of a adventurous person. So I try to go for hiking. I try to go for any. Sorry, I keep getting calls. Which sounds challenging to me. Okay, so and last I went on a track with random people, random groups, and yeah, so it was very challenging for me. It was very difficult for me, and I was about to give up while climbing itself. But yeah, until I tried, I kept pushing myself, and when I reached the top, it was amazing. It was mesmerizing for me. So this is one example which I think I can share right now.
Thank you so very much there. I mean, you were ready to, I think you easily lasted more than 2 minutes with that. Thank you so very much for attempting that. The last table topic for today is the man with the shortest name would be Toastmaster Geo. We already heard one man with a short name, Sai. It's Toastmaster Geo.
Wow.
Hi,
hey.
Geo. Hi.
Hey, Cyril. Good to see you. How are you guys?
All well. Good to see you too. Ready for a topic? We
Yes,
don't see.
always.
We see some.
I don't see Geo. I see some sunlight.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, right. Your topic, Geo. No matter what, say yes to learning something new. No matter what, say yes to learning something new. Over to you.
They say life is a journey. And life is full of those situations that tell you to learn. Every company has a learning and development team. Every employee or an individual has a plan to improve and become better. The problem with learning is we don't want to learn because we think we know it all. And the more we think that we know it all, the more we realize that we are into a trap. It's like a debt trap. You are slowly accumulating the learnings that you should be doing and that you are not doing. These learnings then become a debt trap. And one day the bill comes and where you will have to pay. I always say, hey, learning is my responsibility because my development is my responsibility. So every day, wherever you are, at home, if you are a new parent, learn to be a better parent. If you are in an office, learn to be a better colleague, a better employee. If you are at your home, learn to be a better son, a better daughter, a better mother-in-law, or a better daughter-in-law. Wherever you are, unless you take that step of becoming better every day at a time, you will never learn. And like they say, you don't learn, you don't earn. Thank you. Back to you, Cyril.
Thank you so very much, Gio. Yes, life is all about the learning. It's about the growing part of the growing old that makes it all the more worthwhile. Thank you so very much. That was a table topic segment. It was lovely listening to your speeches. And on that note, back to you, Toastmaster. Let me just call upon the timer to give us the timing report.
Sure. So yes, Toastmaster Riddhi took 1 minute 41 seconds. Toastmaster Soumya took 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Bhakti took 1 minute 5 seconds. Toastmaster Ashwarya took 1 minute 34 seconds. Then Toastmaster Sai took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Then Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti took 1 minute 24 seconds. Toastmaster Dhruvika took 2 minutes 20 seconds. And Toastmaster Gio took 1 minute 36 seconds.
Wow. Okay, everybody succeeded.
Everybody got that.
The 60-second mark.
Yes.
Great. On that note, back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Hema.
Thank you very much, Cyril, for that wonderful table topics segment. It was indeed so much fun, and I just realized that people don't know that they are funny until they attempt table topics, right? So I just got that thoughts. I thought I'll share it with you. And what is that? I think we entered in the most dangerous area. This territory is under the dominance of youngest T-Rex. They don't like to be bothered and often keep themselves off from the Siblingosaurus kingdom. Our scientists are still studying the environment, and there's a very rare conversation that we captured. Here it is. Thank you, Cyril. Toastmaster Cyril. The youngest T-Rex holds a special power, and that is that they never grow up. You turn 5, they turn 2. You turn 10, they turn 2. You turn 20, they turn 2. You turn 100 and they turn 2.5. Youngest child may never grow up in the eyes of their family members, but we need to grow up, and for that we need a strong foundation on the things that we do best and the things we can do better. And for that, in our next segment, our general evaluator and our evaluators, speech evaluators, will give us constructive feedbacks on the prepared speeches and on the overall conduct of the meeting. Before I invite our general evaluator, DTM Lancy D'Souza, I would like to share a bit about him. So I would like to share his response to my question. So actually I didn't get any, so I just wanted to ask him right now that are you the eldest or the middle child or the youngest child?
I'm the second.
Wow.
So
the middle.
yeah, we are 4 of us. Yeah, we are 4 of us, Hema, and I'm on the second. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right.
2 things about one positive thing about having siblings, and second negative thing about having siblings.
Hema, there is nothing negative in my life. So it's something good and not so good. So I'm glad that I have siblings, and I'm happy with all the brothers and sisters that I have. I hope that answers your question.
Great. Thank you so much. And back to you again, DTM, our general evaluator, Lancy D'Souza.
All right, much appreciated, Toastmaster of the Day. Your meeting is running 11 minutes late. All right, and I will get back to that at a later stage. However, I would have a request, and I would urge all the assignees that I call to minimize the time and make this precise, concise, and if you've got a time management, to help me set the meeting on time. Okay, great. The first speaker we had was Saurabh Patil, and to do the honors is Sai. Sai, the spotlight's on you, take it away.
Yes. Speaker Saurabh, I really liked a lot of things about your speech. First of all, you had really funny and interesting ways of getting the point across that you were speaking about an important person. Many times you said Sudhanshu and then corrected yourself to say Captain Sudhanshu. Then there was one phrase which really stood out because it was so cleverly worded. You said, you used to party any weekend, and then you corrected yourself to say, oh no, many weekends. That is really cleverly done. I think that was a standout aspect of your speech, the way you were constructing sentences which were subtly, intelligently, cleverly worded so that we'd be able to grasp them and understand the importance with a little bit of thought. We had to pay attention as the audience. That is really well done. I appreciate that about your speech. I also like that you were more or less dressed for the occasion. A toast is a formal occasion. You were wearing a white shirt, which is nicely pressed, and you look crisp in that. Maybe the only thing missing was maybe a jacket. I understand it's Mumbai, so it can get hot. But when you're giving a toast, when you're giving a formal speech, formal attire is recommended. So if you were to do the speech again, or if you were to actually give a formal toast, I would request you to actually wear a jacket with it, which would really give a great impact to the moment. The content of the speech was all about the challenges that Captain Sudhanshu faced. A toast, yes, it deals with the challenging moments of a person's life, but I would also encourage you to highlight the moments that were of importance and great achievements for this individual. For example, if he did well in his competitive exams, or if he came first in running when he was in high school, those moments are also critical to making this person a well-rounded individual that we as the audience can identify with. At this moment, the only thing I know about Captain Sudhanshu is that he's a captain in the Merchant Navy. He's a friend of yours, and that he had challenges when he was between the 2004 and now. Though what he really wanted to say was he has not only faced challenges, he's overcome them. He's overcome them in a great way. He's done all these amazing things. Maybe he was the first person to be promoted from the engine room in his group, to be promoted from the engine room into a captaincy in a leadership position. Those things could also be something that you could highlight. And I think that's one place where your toast was lacking in content. Overall, I think the toast was very well delivered. You took it seriously. You had a drink in your hand. You made sure that everybody appreciated and understood why this person was important to you. And I think it was the only thing missing was a little bit of the positive things that happened in between you and Captain Sudhanshu, or maybe Captain Sudhanshu in his career. So that's the only thing I would recommend. Other than that, great job. And you also included the phrase of the day. That was brilliant. And I think that bolstered your speech a lot. So, and you bit the bullet, you remembered what the phrase of the day was, and it bolstered your speech. Back to you, Toastmaster DTM Lancy, to carry forward the evaluations.
Much appreciated. Great. Timer, can I have the timer's report, please, for the evaluator? Hello, Krish.
Yes, Nancy. The evaluator took exactly 3 minutes.
3 minutes? All right, it's qualified. Okay, fine. Right. So by default, we've got just one speaker and one evaluator. Great. I'm going to ask the tag team. We've finished off with the timer. We've got the hour counter. Sangeeta, I'd like to see that smile of yours. And let's have your report. The spotlight's on you. Take it away.
Thank you, DTM Lancy. Quite a pleasure running into you again. The hour counter report. I will start with the presiding officer and the table topics master, Toastmaster Cyril. Lot of screen time, only 4 hours, very commendable. Toastmaster of the day, Hema. I counted 13 hours, and this does not include the hours that got camouflaged with words. You have used the crutch phrase, pretty often. 3 uses of so, which were not required, and 3 pauses, which were not part of the speech. Moving on to Toastmaster Saurabh, I could only look at 2 so's, which were not required. nothing else commendable. Then there is Toastmaster. My insights into Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran is one arm, one so, and one pause. Toastmaster Nirali Vyas, who was the grammarian, so far had 2 hours. To Aishwarya, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're a Toastmaster. I counted 3 so's which were not required, and you use the word ya as a crutch very often. Toastmaster Soumya, I counted 13 hours in your interaction. I have not split this into your introduction and your speech. Totally, I counted 13 hours, 1 so. Toastmaster Krish, our timer, 13 hours, 2 so's, and using the word right as a crutch very often. Toastmaster Riddhi, the table topic speaker, 2 so's, nothing else. Table topic speaker Bhakti, 3 hours, nothing else. Then Dhruvika, again, I'm sorry, I didn't note if you're a Toastmaster. You gave me 9 hours and 2 so's. I didn't notice any crutch word. And Toastmaster Geo, nothing at all, except that I misspelled your name. Back to our general evaluator, DTM Lancy. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Keep that smile on. All right. We've got the grammarian Nirali. Before I bite the bullet, I need to bolster your image. Nirali, you've got a great smile. Take it away. The spotlight's on you. Let's see you in action as you present your report.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator Lancy. Word of the day is not used by anyone. Phrase of the day used by Saurabh and Toastmaster Shai. Okay. Now, good usage is monkey mind, instant gratification, social butterfly, red to lead, Hindi hotline, sugar coating, hooker crook, cream in the Oreo, unwavering achievement, unbravery, commitment. Not so good usage. I don't find many, but yes, we can use full form like Toastmaster of the day. Someone used TMOD. Other is there are always someone to fight with. There is always someone to fight with. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Okay, much appreciated. I'm going to start off my report. Thank you. All right, the meeting started on time. Sa, we had Sai. All right, that was a capital performance, Sai, because you set the tone. And the one thing that runs very deep within all Toastmasters is the Sa. And the minute the person comes in, having set the tone for the entire meeting, you had the ground rules. You set the tone well. Thank you so much. Right. As a general evaluator, my role is as an auditor. And one of the things I do, and Cyril, you've called me up with expectations. So either I've got 2 choices. One, I can whitewash the meeting, or the other one, I can do a critical appreciation. So if I take the liberty of doing a critical appreciation, all right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. With the presiding officer, Cyril, you came in, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that this was your 109th meeting. You praised Sai, that was really good. I mean, that's part of your leadership. And the very fact that you took your 5 to 7 minutes, which is the president's address right at the very beginning, that's your prerogative, right? So I think what you did was set a stage where you appreciated people, and then people do understand that that's all about respect. I'm glad that you talked about having people on the Instagram, the blog, etc. Right, you invited guests, which is another good thing in there because guests feel comfortable. It's also a way of retention of members, also understanding that you respect them. That's nice. Right. The one thing that I probably felt, and I believe this very strongly because I've also been in this role for years and years and years, is that 5 to 7 minutes being my presidential address, I always pass on nuggets of information, what's happening out within the territory, within the division, and within District 98. A lot of people are so preoccupied with their lives that they hardly get a chance to read out a lot of the information that's put on WhatsApp or even go on the digital or D90 District 98 portal. when the president comes in, he uses two things. One is the communication, and he communicates a lot with the people. And of course, the leadership, and he says, hey, listen, man, I'm glad that you came in here. And just for that, I'm going to pass on a lot of information. So we've got a lot of contests coming in here. We've also got the eloquence coming in here, bits of information. And this is where people warm up. So that's what is a prerogative. And you've got 5 to 7 minutes. So I'm glad that you did a whole lot of it by setting up that particular stage. Right, we then had the timer. I'll finish off with the timer. Timer, you've already given me the report, the hour counter, before I come to the Toastmaster of the day. The hour counter, Sangeeta, you had in there, you know, sometimes when you go to a grid, it's so much important to fill in those little things, and that becomes so much more easier for you. You did your job in there. The grammarian, Nirali, okay, this is what I've got to say about it. Nirali, I of course, without offense, I used the word of the day. Perhaps you did not tune in there, and someone else also used the word that was Sai, and he said bolstered your image. Okay, for me, a grammarian role is really important. I mean, every role in Toastmasters is, but undoubtedly, if you've ever thought about Shashi Tharoor, and if you've categorized and segmentized him, you know where he comes in. He's in the league of his own, and primarily it's because his control of language, and of course, he's got a huge influence by using grammatically correct. That's where the grammarian comes in. And when you've got a grid, which is then subdivided into good language, quotes, mispronounce, correct usage, jargon, and as you start punching in and putting in all this, the entire mandate this evening that is there in the room says, wow, you actually heard me. You figured out the words that I used in there. That bolsters it. That motivates a lot of people. A lot of people just don't realize that the grammarian's role is a very powerful role. And at the end of the day, it's what we take away from a meeting that's enriched, rewarding, enlightening in many more ways than one can understand. And when you use that grammar and you go across in different places, the first thing people say is like, wow, I need to listen to this person. This person is in a different category altogether. But it all starts at base, at the Toastmasters meeting. Great. I like that speaker number one, Saurabh Patil. You did a toast to our captain. Right, okay. The one thing I was trying to figure out is why were you holding the glass throughout your speech? The minute you finish up, traditionally, is to put the glass down. Then you've got your hands. And remember, at a toast, you're actually highlighting the person. So in doing so, your entire focus is on that particular person whom you're praising. And the glass in the hand takes it away and dilutes the performance. So perhaps the next time, you could do that in there. Sai, you did the CRC method as the evaluator, which is traditional, generic, temperamentally. That's what we do, is you commend. And for a lot of newcomers in the room, the evaluation that is being done, it's the instant feedback on the planet. Nowhere, no organization ever gives you that on the spot in the same communique. As soon as the speaker finishes off, you get that instant feedback. And Sai did that with a fantastic method that we call it. It's called the CRC. It's a sandwich method. The first is you commend. And he did that royally, absolutely bringing up the strength of the speaker. And of course, he underplayed the weakness because that was part of what he had to recommend. And in conclusion, he said, hey, man, you've done a great job, and I'm sure you're going to do far better. Sai, the only thing that I did think is that you could have had another recommendation other than that. Because a lot of people in the room, and especially the speaker, wants to know, what is it that I could do better? So maybe another recommendation for me, as I said, I did recommend and tell him that he's got to keep the glass down. And secondly, had he done that, he would have gone to the whole 9 yards. The gamuts of emotion absolutely centered only on the speaker whom he's praising. And that was the captain. Right, okay, table topic master, Cyril, you had him there. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. The Toastmaster of the day, look, it's a great subject that we had in there. Without prejudice, without malice. The Toastmaster of the day, that is the communication and leadership skills. I mean, that's where it revolves on a Toastmasters. Absolutely, the essence of it is working smart. All right, so you've got specific, the whole thing, and the last bit of it is time. And the time management, it goes along with the agenda. Me as a Toastmaster today, I'm forever, because that's where my leadership skill is in. I keep looking and track on the agenda. The purpose of the agenda is to make me feel, hey, listen, test my leadership skills. Am I able to communicate with the rest of the people who are there? Tell them, sorry, you need to help me put the meeting on time. That's where discipline works. And we take this away, not only in our daily lives, but across to the families, to the community center. And the one thing that stands large is the time management makes us help communicate in the shortest possible time, segmentize it into a meaningful dialogue. So when you gave this Toastmaster today, I have to say it was a great job. You had a great team in there. However, having said that, taking away the time and getting into the table topics, remember, the table topic master has a role. That role is to respect people who've come into the mandate, into the assembly, who've attended the meeting and say, hey guys, thank you so much for having come for the meeting. But for that, I'm going to give you a speech. And you know, every person, a guest, whoever comes in there, longs to contribute to a meeting and says, hey man, I went across on a meeting on a lazy Thursday afternoon. And guess what? I got a chance to speak. That's what we do. And for me, is in a short while, if I had 28 minutes as per your agenda, I would have not less than about 13 speakers. Why would I need to speak? I am the table topic master and I'm already in the spotlight. What I would do is to make people speak for me and get them into in there. So I'm glad that although that was taken away from Cyril, but he still came back and he still managed to get in 8 speakers. So that's wonderful. Of course, Cyril, the one thing that I do is to avoid influencing votes. So I generally do not comment on anyone's speech or even quote them or say, okay, use your much more time, because another speaker would also say like, sorry, am I different? Why did you not give me extra time? And that can come in. That's a lot of conflict of interest. It can also bruise a little bit in there. So for me as a table talking master, is like, I just stick to the script. I have person like you did, you just called up, you had already earmarked whom you're going to call, as opposed to wasting time by saying like, oh, who wants to speak, who wants to speak? You did that with clockwork precision. I leave it at that, and that's it out there. You had great speeches and you had great topics. The one thing that I would never do is to undermine the ability, because probably you did that with when you gave a second topic to, I think it was to Aishwarya Rai. Okay, fine. I like the very fact that we had, we had table topic 1, Riddhi, you were analytical. And for me, is take your time. Even if you're a ranked new speaker, take it, let it concentrate on that. No need for a rush job, but you did well. All right, 3 things good and the 3 things bad. And all of us have that in our life. So we had the table topics too. Soma, the last time you had abject fear, you were pretty analytical, and I like that. You know what you did in that. Perhaps when you talked about your work process, you could have traded as to where you succeeded and where you failed. You've got memories. That's what we do. We archive them in our minds. At some point of time, this is the time, brilliant, an elevator speech, a time when we are taxed. We get out of our skin and say, hey man, this is me. Thank you for giving me 2.5 minutes my prime time. I'm going to show you who I am. And then I trade all my experiences. And that's what a lot of us had the opportunity in the table topic. Bhakti, you had that. You said the most memorable teacher. Precise. You said that this is your teacher's exam. Then again, a teacher is a teacher, and you would remember fond memories. Take your time and say, this is what I love about this particular person. And this is what she taught me in there. Speak from your heart. Aishwarya, of course, you said, I'm sorry, I didn't know what the topic was, and then another topic was given to you. But I'm glad that you tackled it in a way that you could do it in there about the great lawyers, as opposed to the poor judgment and the poor judges in there. We had Sai, Siddharth, Amit, Shweta, of course, he plugged in all together, but he missed Amit and he brought it Aishwarya. Maybe he's fond of Aishwarya at some point of time. But he did that. That was storytelling at its best. This is what we do. Start telling stories. We get people onto our side with the absolute 4 Ps: purpose, place people. And the reason is why we speak on storytelling. Then we had we had Sangeeta. Sangeeta is a shock. We immediately clocked into that thing in there. And before any of us could bite the bullet, she was confident enough and she said in that, I believe, Sangeeta, you will also have experiences. Take your time. Get it out of your system. Say, this is me. I have this in there. Okay, fine. Then we had number 7, Dukika, the ultimate bravery. That was good. Dukika, the next time when you come in, just concentrate on yourself and your subject. You're bound to succeed. Take it on your time. It's never easy. Table topics is absolutely the table topic master ever comes and says, oh, this is the easiest thing in the world. Excusez-moi. It's complex, but it's in a way how we build our characters, our expectations of what people expect from us. And that's our prime time. And then we tell the world, this is me, and I'm going to tell you what I can. And that's what Gio did. He said, no matter what you say, yes to learning. He was composed, and you don't. And I like that when he ended it there, assured, absolutely self-confident, and he said, you don't learn, you don't earn. Perhaps on that, Gio, you could have expanded that theory and got us to much more than what you had in there, but you ended it bingo, absolutely well. Right now. The meeting was great. Okay, I can see that the timing is 2008. I'm glad that you've given me that few minutes extra because I know you will now start networking and you would end the meeting in them. Cyril, thank you so much for having invited me. I trust I've earned the privilege of your time this evening. For me, it's still morning in here, and I'm trying to grab a breakfast for me in Toronto, in Canada. However, people in the room, a lot of you performed exceedingly well. A little bit of push, a little bolster from the Toastmaster of the day, and before any of us can bite the bullet, I'd like to hand it over. Good luck, good cheer, and in India, it's good evening. Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you very much, our general evaluator, DTM Lancy D'Souza. A virtual round of applause. Now, we are almost at the close of this meeting. I end my role as your guide. I hope you all enjoyed the safari. I really enjoyed the whole process from drafting my thoughts to presenting here. Why I chose this theme, siblings? This is because I recently realized that my siblings have contributed so much to my personal and professional growth. They were my friends when my friends were busy or not around. They were my they were the smiles I saw after a rough day at work. They can understand you better than anybody else. And I also realized that how limited the time we have. We will soon move on with our lives, meet once a year or so. And so I just wanted to cherish all the time that we have. And so this is what I started doing. I consciously spend my time with my siblings. For the eldest child, I cheer them up. I, cheer them up for their unconditional love and support. With the middle child, I notice them and make them feel special, and they truly deserve that. With the youngest child, I be their friend and guide them when they ask you, not when you want to. Toastmasters, are you all going to plan this weekend with your siblings? Back to you, Presiding Officer, Cyril, Toastmaster Cyril. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Toastmaster of the Hema, for that wonderful journey, which had insights from your own family and you making us reflect on our families as well.